Okay, so today we are going to look at how to find the quantity and price for a monopoly. So the first thing you're going to be given when you are trying to determine the price and quantity for a monopoly is you're going to be given the demand equation and the supply equation. So both of these are similar to what we've used in the past and are similar to prior algebraic equations we've used. So the first step is going to be deriving marginal revenue. So remember, for monopolies, they produce where marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. And so because you're not given the marginal revenue equation, you need to derive that from the demand equation. So it's actually very simple to do that, though, luckily. The only thing that you need to do is you need to take the demand equation and double Q in demand to find marginal revenue. So we remember that the demand equation here is D and P equals 100 minus Q. So the only thing that we actually need to do to find the marginal revenue is to simply double the Q in our demand equation. So then we get the marginal revenue is equal to 100 minus 2Q. So pretty easy, not particularly complicated. So now we have our marginal revenue equation. And remember that for a monopoly, marginal revenue equal to marginal cost is where they produce. So do we have the marginal cost equation though? So yes, we do. The marginal cost equation is actually the supply equation. Because remember, when we were learning about externalities, we learned that the supply equation is the cost equation. And in many instances, when you're given the monopoly supply equation, that is also the marginal cost equation. So now we have that. So we have marginal cost, marginal revenue. So for step 2, we need to find the monopolist's price and quantity, their equilibrium price and quantity. So remember that monopolists produce where marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. And as I already said before, the marginal cost curve is also the supply curve. So all we need to do now is just set the marginal revenue equation equal to the supply equation or marginal cost equation. And when we do that, we get 25. So then we just need to find the effectively price, and we can either do that by plugging in the quantity that we found here. So plugging in Q to either the demand or supply equation. And in this case, I just plugged it into the demand equation, and that gave us a price of $75. And that's it. You have found the equilibrium quantity and equilibrium price for a monopoly.